It's time for the Super Jersey Comic Expo, one of the best in the country. So let's go.
It is a beautiful Saturday morning, and we are heading into Super Jersey Comic Expo, run by two people we kind of know, Paul Brown, who's an inspiration of the show, and AJ, who was in the booth next to us at the Exit 8 Collectors Connection or Convention. So let's see what they got inside. Conventions in Bell Works. This place is freaking huge. I don't even really know where we're going. Stay to the end. We're doing another Gimme Them comic giveaway. We bought comics for you guys this time.
Gimme Them comics?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I needed some therapy. And what other way to get your therapy than going to a comic convention that Brian missed again because he was working.
Because I had to work. Yes. Need some more patrons and maybe,
yes.
Maybe I won't have to work Saturdays anymore.
If you like what you see here, please subscribe. Mm-hmm. It is a very simple thing for you to do, and it helps us out immensely.
Sure.
So if you like comics, collectibles, and all sorts of things like that, we are your place. Where else are you going to find two 50-year-old guys who talk about the things that they loved when they were growing up?
No, not like every bar.
No. Without having to listen to them, be able to pause them. So the convention I went to, which was the Super Jersey Comic Expo, as you saw in the opening, was at Bell Works. And Bell Works is a very interesting place. It's in Homedale, New Jersey. It's the site of the old Bell Labs building. And they redid it. And it's more like a community area now. That it has some offices in it. It has like a little mall area, dining. It has like a turf grass area where when we were leaving, they were setting up for some kind of other craft show. But it's a really interesting place. Lots of parking. The convention was supposed to be in the basement, but it got moved at the last minute to the mall area, which I think may have benefited them, except for the fact that there were multiple entrances. And this show, as I said in the beginning, is run by AJ, who was in the booth next to us at Exit 8 collectors thing. And I was talking to
him well.
AJ. He was yelling at people because they were going in the wrong entrances and they weren't.
It's where you bought that from him.
That's right.
I bought Booster Gold
behind Brian's, right over Brian's shoulder. I bought that from AJ, and it's also run by Paul Brown, who is kind of an inspiration for the show. He was the host of Comic Trips a number of years ago. If you never checked out Comic Trips, it's a really good YouTube channel that ended probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Right. But he's still involved in comics even more so now than he was back then. So one of the first things I did, I got there early, which is not the norm, and I had to walk the show floor when it was kind of empty. Like, there was nobody there when I got there. I was one of the first couple of people in there. So let's take a look at me walking the show floor. one of the first things I looked at that was interesting that I thought of you because you weren't with me,
Right.
because you suck.
Yeah.
Was they had one table had like old pulp books, like reprints of old pulp.
Yeah, I saw the picture. And they look like they used to gather up the old pulp stories into like
they're
sort of larger bound,
like this big.
Yeah, almost like telephone book size.
So really small, and they had a whole table full. I've never seen anything like
pretty
that
interesting.
before.
I would have liked to see if there was some good horror stuff there.
And that's next year when they go. Brian's gonna have to call me because this convention, as far as conventions go, and if you've been watching us long enough, you know that we go to a lot of conventions. This was fantastic. Had a lot of stuff that you don't see at other conventions, and it wasn't overrun by Funko, which a lot of the conventions nowadays are.
Yeah.
They had a lot of vintage stuff. They had some vintage Star Wars, and they even had some vintage Star Trek.
That's cool. I would like to have seen that.
And because they had the ships.
Yeah.
And they had an Alf doll, which they normally don't have. But they
You don't
also...
see- it's funny, you don't see old Alf stuff.
But Alf was just purchased by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, really?
The rights were purchased by Ryan Reynolds.
He's gonna do the voice.
Making a TV show.
I'm sure he'll do the voice.
Doing a TV show.
Yeah.
And of course, they also had Funko, which every show has. We can't not have a show. But this show had such a nice variety. So we'll go through some of the stuff that they had, and then we'll look at... I bought a nice stack of comics that I spent way more money at this show than I even did at New York Comic Con, which is the biggest show on the East Coast. I spent more at this show by far.
Well, I think that's back to that idea that we always talk about, that the smaller cons are usually better.
That's what we
usually
like.
get better stuff
For us.
Yeah.
You get the vendors aren't paying an arm and a leg for a table.
Right.
They're getting a nice thing. And the thing about this show is it was free to go into.
Right. Dude,
So
that's a big deal.
Lots of families, lots of kids, which I think is what you need to do for this industry. You need to have the younger people there. And you could have just decided on a Saturday, I want to go to this convention, and you're not paying an arm and a leg. You're walking in there and spending whatever you want to spend. And you can eat in the place. It was, for me, the perfect storm. Everything was set up perfectly.
Yeah.
So I flipped through comic boxes like I always do, which is the therapy from the beginning.
Dollar bins.
Dollar bins. Lots and lots of dollar bins.
That's what you want to find.
So that makes me happy.
Yep.
So many vendors with comics as I walked around. It's just, and the prices were fantastic. You'll see from what I bought from the haul. I bought like 4 wall books.
That's great.
At like ridiculously low prices. And I bought some, more expensive books. I did buy dollar bins, of course. We're going to do that. One vendor had something I've never really seen at a table before. He had Star Wars, the card backs. No figures, just the backs of cards.
I could imagine that might be a thing, but I've never seen that.
Never seen it before, and it was. I guess it's a cool thing to collect if you collect them, because most of us, when we were kids, we opened them, threw them away.
Yeah.
This is the remnants of them, and that same guy had. I showed Brian earlier, an unopened Max Rebo band.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it before.
I didn't even know that it was there. I didn't know it was out. Even back when Return of the Jedi.
No idea that was something that was sold. It must have been very limited.
And it was 3 figures. Right?
3 figures. The Max Rebo band.
And it had the instruments in it. Yep.
So if you had that when you were younger, comment. I want to know if anybody actually owned that, because it was cool.
That was part of the original Kenner line.
Yeah.
For Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't remember
from
that
the
at
original
all.
Kenner line. But
Wow.
There are some other stuff from that time frame. There were 3-packs.
Yeah.
Released for a while, and I never.
I didn't
saw
know
them.
anything about those 3-packs.
Never saw them.
No.
Have never saw them at a show.
Nope.
Seen them online, seen them on eBay, but never saw them at a show. But this was, I was like, it's rarely do I'll video, and we video for you guys who watch us. Rarely when I'm videoing do I stop and actually pick something up. I stopped and I was like, what is this? This is.
How do you remember how much
He didn't
that was
have a
going
price
for?
on it.
He didn't have a price.
No.
Okay, so that means it was
Very expensive. It had to have been very expensive.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Star Wars stuff. There was a lot of vintage stuff. This one guy had bags of Mego figures, just bags. No clothes, some clothes, little damage. But to me, that's
Oh, it's a good way to go.
it's a great way to go. And that's why this reminded me more like an old church convention.
Which are the ones we like.
Which are the ones we like. And if you're a comic collector or a toy collector, these are the ones you want to go to. You're going to get the best deals at conventions like this. Hack's Auctions was also there, right? Hakes
Auction.
And they were doing a giveaway, but they had some unbelievable stuff on their table. They had a giant size X-Men #1. They had an Electro Secret Wars figures. If you know anything about Secret Wars, it's one of the rarest ones.
That's a hard one. Yeah, I know. That was part of the second
Yep.
line, right?
Yep. That was
yeah,
discontinued.
right.
On card, graded, it was phenomenal. They had a New Mutants 98. They had a Amazing Spider-Man 129, first appearance of, do you know? 129, The Punisher.
Oh, whoa, that's a big one.
And they were giving away, all you had to do was fill out a little ticket. I have mine sitting here somewhere. I didn't win. A G.I. Joe #1, a 9.8.
Wow. That's awesome.
And you know who won it?
No.
A little kid who's a big G.I. Joe fan.
Oh, that's great.
Like
that's
a
awesome.
12-year-old kid who's
Good
a
for him.
huge G.I. Joe fan.
Good for him.
He ended up winning it, which is, I think is, listen, I didn't win it. I'm glad I saw that kid win it. It was great.
It's funny, if I close my eyes, I can remember exactly what that cover looked like.
Of course you do. It's the tank in the middle.
Tank with the green, there, all the grunts are kind
we're
of
showing. We're showing it to you right now.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But that one leaves an impression. I was just so glad. The show was perfectly done from top to bottom. Giveaways, the atmosphere. Like a lot of collectors just chatting and talking to each other. We saw AJ, who's a friend of the show. We saw Kristen Del Santos again.
Yeah.
Also a friend of the show. I ran into Keith. Was there. Cool. So we saw a bunch of people that we know. It was just so. It was in one of those welcoming kind of shows. Not too crowded. Nice prices. The one vendor that really stood out to me was a guy was selling it was like graffiti art, but it was graffiti art with comics.
Oh, okay.
And it was really cool. And his booth was packed. It was like people just taking pictures and talking to the guy. It was really nicely done. A lot of Star Wars, as I said. Some Funko, nowhere near as much. I saw something that I thought you would like. A whole entire set of Earthworm Jim figures.
That's pretty cool, yeah. Earthworm Jim, you don't see much stuff out there. And like I said, I think I played it on, again, comment or email us and let me know if I'm wrong. I think it was a Sega game. I might have played it on the Genesis. And it was one of the most fun kind of platform shooters that you got. You know, it was fun. Really fun game, really cool look. And that's why I like the figures so much.
The figures didn't do well when they were sold.
No, I don't think
that's the thing, to see a whole entire set.
Yeah.
And
I believe there was a cartoon. I'm not sure if there was, but I think there was a cartoon.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just, that's, to me, those are the things I love to see stuff like that at a convention that I don't see anywhere else. They had G-Force figures.
Never see those. Never, ever.
Never see those.
No.
And they had old Superpowers stuff. They had a Superpowers Batmobile, which I have.
Yeah.
And it had Batman and Robin in it.
No, that's
so
cool.
it was better than most conventions that I've been to. Probably the best one in a while.
And what about the Simpsons custom?
Oh, the Simpsons custom. Sure, I showed you that earlier. The Simpsons custom heroes they had like Homer as the Flash, as the Hulk, and the guy had painted him on, and he looked fantastic.
I'd love to see.
I should have bought one.
Hulk Homer is great.
By the time I got to that booth, I spent a lot of money on comics. I really did. I spent a lot of money on comics this time, and all the money I didn't spend at New York Comic Con, I spent here.
Yeah.
And like New York Comic Con, this convention also had an artist alley, and they had some names. Larry Hama was there.
Oh, that was cool.
Which I don't even know if I have to say anything more, but
Larry
Mike
Hama,
DiCarlo, some names
cool.
From
some
that have been around a while.
Marvel,
Yeah,
the 80s Marvel.
The Simonsons was supposed to be there, but they got COVID from New York Comic Con.
Oh, damn. Oh, I
So
hope
they
they're
weren't
okay.
there. I think they're just sick. They weren't okay. They had posted something for this convention that they were there. But
all right.
I have a feeling next year this convention will be even better, and every year it will just grow. So AJ is probably watching. Thanks, AJ. The convention was fantastic.
Cool.
We can't wait for next year. So I did buy stuff, of course.
Right.
You're here for the haul, as I know.
Right.
And there's a huge throwback to a video we did recently, and this one, I did what I said I was going to do. I don't disappoint. So let's go through.
Four #1.
No, watch. So let's go through some of it. I bought Multiversity #1.
I love that
Bright
series.
cover. This is Key #1. Right out of the gate of Key. This is the first appearance of so many characters.
Oh my God, yeah.
So many
that series
characters.
is great.
Aquawoman, Dino Cop, Thunderer, Flashlight, Red Racer. It's just the list can go on, but this is a great series, so I picked this up. Dollar bin.
Yeah, that's one of Grant Morrison's fever dream DC comics.
Maybe I'll get Christian to.
Oh, you should. Yeah,
maybe I'll get Christian.
That'd be a good idea.
His version of the Flash on here.
All right.
Next time we go to the convention,
That'd be pretty good.
I'll get Christian to do something for us. I bought a bunch of Animal Man, trying to finish the series.
Good stuff.
53. The covers on Animal Man are ridiculous. How good these are back then.
Those are when they're
56.
part of Vertigo.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Actually, no.
No. Oh, those are Grant
Oh yeah,
Morrison?
they are suggested mature.
Yeah.
59,
Those are good covers.
65. There's a guy I always buy comics from when I go. This guy, Mike. He's a former retired school teacher.
Yeah.
He worked in Newark. And
Are those dollar books?
These are dollar books. 66.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
69.
69, dudes!
Brian's favorite number of comic. 71. So I bought a bunch. I'm going to try to finish the whole series. I bought a comic I've never heard before, Trigger Twins. It's a DC Western.
Nice.
So I have a lot of Marvel Westerns, never had a DC one. I don't even know what this is.
Just love the big 20
It only
cent.
went one issue.
That's great. Trigger Twins.
Trigger Twins, one issue.
See, that's the kind of thing you would expect, like Grant Morrison to bring back for some reason.
Can't even get two out of that one.
Yeah.
Some more Brave and Bold. 179.
Is that the Flash?
Legion of Superheroes.
Legion of Superheroes. Okay.
Batman Legion of Superheroes.
Nice.
Bought a Shazam. This is key number 2. This is the first appearance of the since the golden age of Captain Nazi.
Oh, there's a swastika on
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I
Captain
actually
Nazi.
think it's the return of Marvel Boy too.
Oh, nice.
So Captain Nazi comes back from the golden age. Okay.
Gotta worry about him.
Weird World presents Iron Wolf.
Ooh.
Another one, Weird World's number 9. It's dollar bin. I was grabbing stuff that looked interesting. Never bought one of these before. Why not?
Could send you right down a rabbit hole.
It will definitely. Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 146. This is in the dollar bin, and it is a Jack Kirby
Oh, nice.
from Kirby's run.
So when Kirby in the 70s was a DC?
Yeah, early 70s.
Yeah.
Right? This is from dated 1972.
Oh, look at God, that's Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby right up front.
February 1972.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just a couple months before I was born.
Nice. That is great.
DC Comic presents 69. I got as many 69 covers for Brian as I could.
69, dudes!
He teamed up to Blackhawks.
I'm not making that joke.
Okay.
I won't do it.
You're saying yes to it. 79.
I just like it's called Forgotten Villains.
Forgotten Villains. We just did a whole video on Forgotten Villains. If you haven't already, check it out. I don't
Very
think any
nice.
of these guys are in there, but they're only Marvel and DC.
Was there a group called Forgotten
Yeah,
Villains?
these are the Forgotten Villains.
Nice.
79.
The Legion of who?
He teams with Clark Kent, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
How does that happen?
That seems inevitable.
Justice League number, I think this is 130 something. Brian knows immediately what it is.
Whitman.
It's a Whitman
Just
variant.
It says Whitman on it. Yeah.
It's key number 3. This is the one where the Green Arrow resigns. He gives that whole speech about how the heroes are only care about the big things and no one's on the streets to fight the little things.
Oh, that's the kickoff of the Adams and
Yes.
O'Neill series.
That's exactly what it is. World's Finest number 269.
69, dudes!
Yep.
269?
Not doing it.
269.
Not doing it.
World's Finest number, all of these are dollar books, 300.
Oh, I like that.
Batman, Superman, and the Justice League.
I like that cover.
And the Outsiders.
Oh. So Matt Dillon and
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze and
And I bought a bunch of Marvel. That's my DC pile. My Marvel, Hulk 192. Listen, when I see these for 25 cents for $1, old Marvel, why not?
It's good.
251.
And that 80s Hulk run, there's some great stories in there.
Daredevil 149.
Nice.
Again, it's old comic, why not? What If 51, The Punisher became Captain America.
Nice.
I was seeing what I can get from the dollar bin. Never heard of this title before, that's why I grabbed it. Warheads, Black Dawn.
That looks 90s.
I would assume it was.
Got that glossy, the foil title.
Number 1 and number 2. Marvel Age, this is the introduction of the New Warriors, number 89.
Oh, cool.
If you don't remember Marvel Age, one of the fun parts about Marvel Age, they would put a calendar in the back.
Of like
And
upcoming
have like,
releases?
have like just jokes like her birthday and like silly things like Statman.
Yeah, I see. Very
they
fun.
make it fun
Oh, and
of
it's got
Batman.
Melvin with the bucket on his head.
Yeah, it's just was joke. I always read that when I was younger. Thor 314, key number 4. It's the origin of Drax and Moondragon.
Oh, nice. That's the old Drax.
In the dollar bin.
Yeah, the Drax that most people would look at and go, "That's not Drax."
In the dollar bin.
Yeah.
You could beat that. I actually bought both the newsstand and the direct one.
Oh wow, you were able to get both.
I've never done that before. It's the first time I've ever done that. That they had them back to back. And I was like,
Now,
you know what? I'm going to buy both of them.
Which is rarer, the newsstand or the?
At this point in it should be 1984, I think. 1981. It should be at this point. The direct should be
more rare.
More rare.
Oh, 81.
81. The direct
81
is
was
more
when
rare.
the direct market was really just getting going. Yeah.
So this is the rare of the two.
Okay.
The reason how we know it's a direct because it has the diamond on there,
Right.
and it doesn't have a scan code. This one does. So at this point, 1981, I would think it would be.
Yeah. So the direct market was when companies sold directly to comic book stores
at a discounted rate.
At a discounted rate. Newsstand, of course, was where it was on magazine stands with newspapers and things like that.
So the reason why they differentiated them is because in the beginning when they did that, they didn't differentiate them. You could sell back from the newsstand.
Newsstands could sell the unsold copies back.
Direct market couldn't, but direct market could make a deal with the newsstands and sell them back and get money back. So they made differences.
So they had to make
the
differences, to differentiate them. Yeah.
Thor number 395, which is key number 5, the first appearance of Earth Force.
Earth Force.
That's Earth Force right there. Talk about forgotten heroes. Nightcrawler miniseries number 2. I love the 1980s miniseries.
Nightcrawler very quickly, when I was younger, became my favorite X-Men. It was Wolverine, of course, at first. But then after a while, I just really dug Nightcrawler.
But it's funny how...
I have number 1 of this, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At this time, every X-Men got his own miniseries.
Because it was like, that was the whole... Marvel was all X-Men.
All X-Men.
Weird to think of it now with the way things are now.
But it's still a lot of X-Men, though, too, now. But
well,
they're just not as popular.
In the comics, but the movies...
I know. All X-Men was all in. Captain America 205, also a Kirby. That's a Kirby Falcon. I love the Kirby Falcon.
Nice.
She-Hulk number 8. Yes, part of my She-Hulk run for $1.
Oh, this is Sensational, not
Sensational,
Savage.
not Savage. Savage and Sensational. They're not.
Did you finish
cheap.
Savage?
No.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man 153. It was an Iron Man.
Sure.
Nice. Why not? Dollar bin. Avengers 226. I think the guy Mike buys a lot of collections and
it seems like
throws them into buys them cheap. I bought Alf number 1.
Nice.
In the dollar bin, Alf number 1. This is key number 6. This is the first appearance of Alf. As we said earlier, Ryan Reynolds bought the rights. He's going to be bringing in a TV show, redoing the TV show. Which should be fun. I bet you they re-release it and have Ryan Reynolds as
So now
Robert Redford.
You said that's the first appearance of Alf.
Yeah.
Does that mean the first appearance in Earth 616? Like he's in the Marvel Universe?
I don't think he's part of the Marvel Universe, no.
Cool.
It's his first comic book. Maybe this time, maybe he will be now.
You see, like he teams up with like Squirrel Girl or something?
That's actually not a bad one. Captain Marvel number 39.
I'm available, Marvel. I'll write.
Key number 7. It's the first appearance of Aaron, and it's the Watcher's origin. There's the Watcher right there.
The first
dollar
bin of Aaron.
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 Next book, not a dollar bin book.
No way.
What will become the earliest Fantastic Four I have bought. Fantastic Four number 21.
Very nice.
Key number 8. It's the first appearance of the Hate Monger. 21 for $25.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay $25 for it.
Oh, good.
So I bought a couple of things. I bought this.
So wait, this is... What number is this?
21.
21. You're getting earlier. You're doing good.
21.
Very soon, that number 1 will be here in front of us.
74.
Feel it. Nice.
All right. Galactus appearance and the Silver Surfer appearance. 74.
Wait, that's the first appearance?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know that's on my list, though.
Yes.
87.
I was going to say, I thought it was earlier than that. Nice.
And 108.
Nice.
So I bought these 3 from the same vendor. The vendor actually I'll show you a sticker in a second. These 3 from the same vendor. The vendor was Sidekick was the vendor. Guy had the ridiculous prices. These were all wall books. I bought the 3 of these for $40.
That's great.
And I said,
that's great.
I said, would you take 40 for these? And the guy was like, yep, absolutely. So
that's fantastic.
21 alone should be. But that
that's really good.
I couldn't beat it. I also bought 191, 230, 236, which was it's like a giant size issue.
Yeah, nice cover.
Which is knocked off a bunch of them. I will always buy these when I see them. Old cartoons,
gold
12 centers, 10 centers, Daffy Duck, number 40.
Yeah,
just because it's fun.
The old gold key.
It was in the dollar
bin.
bin.
Yeah, I like the gold key comics
Me too. Why not? Uh-oh, there was an Atlas comic.
Oh, cool. Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Oh, wait, is that by Howard Chaykin?
Maybe.
Scorpion? That might be one of Chaykin's.
Maybe.
I might be wrong here. But I think
Let's see.
Scorpion was Howard Chaykin's.
Scorpion is written by Howard Chaykin.
And the winner is...
He didn't know ahead of time what I bought either, so...
No, I didn't know.
This was not planned because...
But that character was an influence on the creation of Chaykin's later character, American Flag, I think.
So there you go.
Yeah.
These are not easy to find.
No, the Atlas
and I look
comics
for them.
are difficult to
I
find.
look for them all the time. So, how I just said Brian didn't know it was coming. You'll see right now how you'll be able to realize how he did not know. So recently in a video, if you remember correctly, I said that I was going to try to complete an entire series. Do you know what the entire series? Do you remember what the entire series I said was? Do you guys at home remember what I said? I had picked up one issue recently in a string.
Dreadstar?
It was Dreadstar.
You completed the whole
I
series?
completed the whole entire epic run.
Oh, the epic run.
That's epic run.
This series is
He had in the dollar bin.
one of my favorites from when I was a kid, and it has a great space opera story,
And
it is so good.
so I start going through the bins that this guy Mike had. I saw from the bin, and I see this one first, and it's Dreadstar number 1. And Dreadstar number 1 is the first appearance of Dreadstar. This is key number 10. It's the first appearance of Dreadstar and the first epic comic.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel line, but
They did more adult stories.
it's creator owned.
Right.
So Dreadstar was not owned by Marvel. It was owned by Jim Starlin.
Yeah, so it's an early model of what Image did.
Yes.
Kind of.
So I see this and I'm like, you know what? I just said that to Brian that I'm gonna try to finish this.
It's a really good series.
So I finished it.
It's a good series.
2.
3 traumatized me as a kid, by the way.
3. Why?
There is a nuclear attack on a city.
Really?
In this issue. And it's very graphic. And growing up in the 80s as a kid.
It worried you?
This is really traumatizing because when they walk out of the city, they see all the people who are left behind. They're like melted or they're just shadows on the wall.
So Brian had no idea I was.
No,
I had mentioned it.
Totally
and then
traumatized me as a kid.
I went. This is what I bought. 4.
Yep.
5.
It's a really good run.
6. 7. 8.
The Catman character, I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but he was
9. You can talk about Dreadstar when I go through these because I'm just showing you every one of the issues I bought.
Dreadstar is just
10.
It's a great series. It's very similar to Star Wars in a lot of ways. The setup is similar.
11.
But it did stuff that other sci-fi comics wouldn't do, for instance, the nuclear holocaust thing.
Starling
really,
wrote and drew it.
Yeah. And it was he had a recent
14.
He had a recent series out from Dark Horse,
15.
I think it was, called Order and Outrage.
Right.
Which is another really good space opera. It reminded
16.
me a lot of Dreadstar. I
17.
highly recommend if you're looking for a good sci-fi comic, Dreadstar from the early
18.
80s. Really good. And you can get the issues in dollar bins, apparently.
A whole entire run. 19.
Recently, another publisher put out a collection, trade paperback
20.
collection of some of it. It's got ElfQuest advertisements on the back. It's like very, 80s underground.
There is no 21 because 21 was the one I bought previously.
Right.
22. So I didn't buy 21 because I had it.
Yeah.
23.
Changed his costume by that point.
24.
Made him look a little less like the
25.
Green Arrow.
He does look like the Green Arrow.
He looks like Green Arrow, yeah. And he looks like the Warlord, too.
26. Yeah.
Yeah.
27. Oh, wait. 26. 27. I thought I had 20.
Oh, and here's where it jumps to first.
Right. So this is the last one in Epic.
Yeah.
And then I saw that they had one of the first. He didn't have the whole run at first. He only had this one.
Right.
So I'll try to finish the first. I think it was up to issue 71.
And then it jumps to first. And I just remembered who has the rights now. It's Dynamite.
Right.
Dynamite has the trade paperback out.
So I bought all of the epic ones, like I said I was going to, and now I'll start looking for the ones from First Comics. But I also bought, it was an annual, so I bought the annual.
Well, that might be because Epic kind of collapsed.
Yes.
Within a couple of years. Epic had a lot of good series, actually.
And there was a Marvel Age. Marvel Age 13 is about Dreadstar. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the whole thing. And it has an introduction of Epic.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to pick up. It was all together. So I'm like, I'm going to pick them all up. I'm going to grab them.
If you like that, by the way, I would highly suggest another Epic series called Alien Legion.
Okay.
That's
I'll have to look for
really,
it.
really good.
Also bought The Art of Frank Frazetta.
Awesome. Frazetta's awesome.
That's for you.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
And
I love Frank Frazetta.
also bought.
Oh, this is his comic work, not
Yes,
his.
this is comic work.
not his painting.
I also picked up some stuff for you.
Ooh,
So another Gimme Them Comics.
Gimme Dem Comics.
I picked up issues that I had already that I'm going to let you guys
I gotta buy that shirt.
comment. Gimme Them Comics. You could buy the shirt. We have shirts that say Gimme Them Comics in our on our YouTube shop. These are all for you guys. So all you have to do is say Gimme Them Comics, be a subscriber, and you will be entered to win. We announced the winner of the other one last week. So check out our episode on Siegel and Schuster. That one announced the previous winner. So from what we're going to do from now is when we go to conventions, we're going to buy some extra stuff and let you guys.
Sure.
Justice League of America number 156.
And this is up for you.
This is for you. Thor 384. This is key number 11. It's the first appearance of future Thor, Kator.
Oh,
I bought this in one of the last haul videos.
Nice.
This one is for you guys. Justice League Adventure number 1. It's free comic book day. This one is becoming rarer and rarer. New Gods number 1.
What? Is that a reprint? It's got
It's a reprint.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
okay.
It's a reprint
still-
of
A great
Kirby's work.
thing to have of Kirby's work.
For free. Pal Pack 29. With Spider-Man and Hobgoblin.
Nice.
The Adventures of the Thing number 1. These are all for you guys. Green Lantern number 165.
Ah.
And early John Stewart. Fantastic Four 371. It's that red
Oh, the red cover, yeah.
90s cover. You know. Fantastic Four number 280. This is key number 12. It's the first appearance of Malice. This is the first appearance of the Invisible Woman as that Malice character. For free. The Flash number 13.
Is that
Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage on the cover? Nice.
And Guy Gardner Reborn number 2.
With Lobo.
These are for you.
Very nice.
So all you have to do is comment below. Give me them comics.
Gimme Dem Comics.
And these will be yours. That's all you have to do.
That's it. So we're done?
We're done.
All right.
That's it.
Hey.
An epic. I think I now have the Guinness Book of World Records record for the most Dreadstars at a single purchase.
More than likely.
Cheer for me. Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
Hold on.